The Fisherfolk of Dublanc and environs have received a commitment from Prime Minister Roosevelts and his administration to provide more avenues for them to be successful in their trade. During a special meeting with the group held recently, the Prime Minister assured that the community will see the manifestation of the government's dedication in the coming weeks.
The importance of fishing to Dublanc. That is your way of life. That's your means of survival. If you're not successful at it, then many families here and outside of Dublanc will experience difficulties.
The Prime Minister expressed his confidence that if the government provides the fisherfolk of the area the means to help themselves, he is certain they will fend for themselves. He asked that the government and the fisherfolk come to an understanding about the goals that need to be accomplished, some of which can be done almost immediately and others in due course.
The government intends on building a major sea defense wall in Dublanc. And I have said to the power rep that I want this wall to commence this year, because we have a challenge here in Dublanc with the sea surge. And I have come to accept, notwithstanding my urging, I have come to accept that there are many of us here in Dublanc will not want to leave Dublanc to go on any mountain top to live or away from the sea. Estimate for the jetty. So let us get the engineers to come in. There'll be some studies that will be done so we can get that jetty. Because really, truly, you have the estimate, but you see, George is a big man there. You see? Okay. So we'll have to put it with the review this and put it with the when we constructing the sea defense wall, so we can put this jetty right away and have a complete job and so forth.
One other commitment made is to provide boats, but the Prime Minister warned them not to get tempted to use the boats for illegal purposes.
For the boats, the invoice for the boats, the 2 boats, we'll get that for the 2 outboard motors, pass it on to the power rep, and right after the budget is passed, we will give you the money. Okay, so we'll give the committee the money and you'll acquire those boats. There will be some understanding of how these boats, so you need to let us know how are you going to be managing those boats to the benefit of the membership. Okay, to the benefit of the membership. So if it's a decision that you have taken among yourselves, that is the approach that you are taking. You need to write to the power rep, write to myself to indicate that we met and we took a decision as a body. That's how we're going to do things. We'll buy 2 boats, and the boats will belong to us, and we'll have a schedule. 2 days of the week is this team, 2 days is that team, 2 days is this team. However you intend to manage it, let us you will have to determine that. We're not going to get involved. We are here to support you in what you're doing to create a better way of life for yourself. Okay? But the success of these initiatives will depend on yourself. And it's important that we have to work together. We'll all have different ideas. We'll all have different ways of how to do things. And the boats that will be given are for fishing. And for fishing fish. Okay, for fishing fish. You know? So do not be tempted, my brothers and sisters. Understand? Fishing is hard work, it's difficult work, but do not be tempted by anybody can tell you, just bring that thing for me down there and I'll give you $100,000 and so forth. Because that one time you try, that's when the coast got to pick you up.
Skerritt asked that the group not lose sight of the common objective, which is to make life better for everyone. The Prime Minister also announced that additional locker rooms will be built to accommodate both male and female fisherfolk, and those will be constructed immediately following the budget address and will be done by contractors within that community. The group also presented concerns about the access to funds at the aid bank that were allocated by the government last year for on-lending to the agricultural sector.
Experiencing. So at the aid bank, you can get up to $15,000 without having any security. Okay? And then there are different criteria for different amounts that you require. But I would like to hear from you, because what I could do is that I could send the officials from the bank back to Dublanc to meet with you, to discuss with you some of the specific issues that you may have. Because sometimes it may be a misunderstanding between ourselves and the bank person who thinking and so forth. Because some people have raised issues with me at town hall meetings, and when I go to the bank to find out, there really wasn't a problem. There was just a misunderstanding between two people, and they were able to get the loans and move forward.
A request was made to use the Fair Trade building as office space for the Fisherfolk, but the Prime Minister indicated that he is unable to make a determination at this point without having discussions with the owners, but once that is done, a decision will be made. As opportunities are being provided by the government, Prime Minister Skerrit called on the Fisherfolk to take their trade seriously and not compromise their safety and their lives.